Good afternoon, everybody. It is still Monday, January the 12th. I'm out here in the old Equinox, Chevrolet Equinox. I bought this for my daughter when she got her license, so she'd have something to drive, and then she got a job and got in the career world and bought her a sports car. Honda, I believe is what it is. A nice car. So she gave me the Equinox, which I paid cash for it. So a vehicle like this, I wish I'd have did some research on the history. They had so much problems, and of course I try to keep the maintenance up on it. I tell you, it was overheating all the time, and I couldn't figure out why. I'd put cardboard under it to see if I could find a leak, or and never did find it. And then I done some research, found out that the radiator caps go bad. Radiator cap. So I went and got a new one put on it, and it's been working fine ever since. Who knew, And something like that, man, could dip into your pocket if you don't know what it really is when you're talking about a radiator, water pump, thermostat, parts like that cost up into the hundreds. But I'm glad it was just a $20 radiator cap. But anyway, ideas on everyday carry, seeing as to how dangerous it is out there nowadays, and some guidelines to it. Everyday carry for me, I got a pocket knife, I carry pepper spray. Of course, I got the police grade pepper spray. And my firearm, which is a Ruger. It's a Ruger 9mm, and I love it. I've got Glocks, but for everyday carry, for me, I can conceal it easy. And just everyday safety. And you get out there, man, you get into something. Don't just go pulling your firearm without reason, or a knife or a pepper spray without reason. Of course, you're going to have a reason to defend yourself if you have to. But my rule of thumb, I got to see a firearm first or a weapon before I draw mine or anything of that nature. So just had a vehicle drive by taking pictures of the house across the street from me. See, man, you never know. Man, see, I'm retired now, but most folks when they're at work, man, they don't realize, the stuff that goes on, man, and you see a vehicle drove by real slow and took a picture of the house and kept going. And I know the people are at work, so it could be a snap. What you call those drivers? Not a Uber, but to go to the restaurant and pick the food up, whatever you call it. But anyway, everyday carry, something that you can reach. You need to train with it and be familiar with it, okay? Like I keep my spray on my left side. Of course, my firearm's on my right-hand side, and my knife's in my pocket. And practice. Go outside and practice. Make sure it's unloaded. Practice drawing your weapon, being familiar with it. Go to a firing range, get your credentials. Same thing with the pepper spray. Don't spray when the wind's, because it's going to blow right on you. That's the thing about spray. You need to make sure it's not windy and nothing's going to blow back on you, in case you have an altercation. But I'm seeing a lot of stuff in parking lots and shopping centers and the grocery stores and the retail places, the Lowe's. And recently we had a gentleman that was shot and unlifed arguing over a parking spot at a Target. Now, for me, unless I was disabled or something, I don't mind walking. I will park way out there and walk. I don't mind. Just to get over that nag. Everybody wants the closest spot, and you can see them fighting for the close spot. Man, I'll go out there and pick a spot, park, and I'll walk. And of course, that's just me. You might be different, but my wife's like that. She wants to get the closest spot. I could care less. I'm there to shop. I'm not there to. I'll park what I can get. I don't mind walking. So there again, you got to think safety. It's not worth getting in confrontations nowadays, because it seems like that the bad people that will start something with you, they've been through the system enough for you to defend yourself and bust their rumps. You're the one getting charged, going to jail, and they're getting off scot-free. It's happening everywhere, especially in blue states. You defend yourself, you're wrong, you going to jail, Jack. They'll assault you, go to jail, and get out the same day. Before the paperwork's done, they'll get out. That's going on and on. Even now, like, you shoot someone in self-defense, you go to jail, you're going to be charged. It'll probably get dismissed when it goes, but that's just a formality they do. When you go to court and you explain it was self-defense, it's going to be dismissed. But it's always the good law-abiding citizens that's going to get charged, because they got stuff to lose. See, this is what people don't understand. You're going to jail because you got something to lose. Old John Q. Thug out there, he ain't got nothing to lose. And he ain't going to pay no fines, no court costs. He ain't going to pay that. He'd rather do his time and go on. And that's why they let him go, because they know that they got a rap sheet a mile long. They ain't going to pay nothing. They ain't worth nothing. Heck, they ain't even going to work. But somebody like me and you that's law-abiding citizens, we got stuff that we're going to lose. We got a lot to lose. We got a career, a job, a home, a vehicle that we got to work to pay for. We can't pay for it if we're sitting up in jail. That's why they do that. You got a lot to lose. It don't make sense. Make it make sense, but it don't. But those are my three carries. Once again, a knife, pepper spray, and my firearm. And make sure you get familiar with that firearm. And carry one in the chamber when you're out and about. Have one in the chamber. Now, when I get home, I'll take it out and clear my weapon and all that. But when I'm out and about, I'll have one in the chamber. Good rule of thumb, because something happens and you got to take the time to chamber around, and in between that time you could get hurt, shot, stabbed, or whatever. But you need to practice with that weapon, because there's a thing that we used to go through, the 7-foot rule. Somebody with a knife can get to you and stab you before you can get that weapon out. So you need to practice drawing that weapon. Practice drawing that weapon on a firing range, draw and fire. But that's the truth. You'd be surprised how quick somebody can come up on you, And other than that, if you're older like me, learn you some boxing techniques and a few martial art techniques, and learn you a good defense system, because it takes a lot of time to get out there and get a black belt and say something like karate, and you want to make sure stuff works when you use it. Learn realistic stuff. Boxing, wrestling, some jiu-jitsu. You ain't got to go through the whole curriculum. Just learn a few moves on the ground that you can do. Get up real fast. Learn how to get up real fast. Learn how to take somebody down. Just 2 or 3 moves. You don't want to cram your head with all kind of stuff. Boxing. Train to hit with your open hands, your palms. Your fist, you run a risk of hurting your hand if you're not used to punching. So get you a heavy bag and punch on it. Your jab, your thrust punch, your hooks, your uppercuts. Just practicing. I'm not saying don't go out there and try to get in a fight every day. I'm not saying that. Just learn some stuff where you can get somebody off of you real quick if you need to. Don't stand there head to head and fight. You need to be defensive. Defense is different than straight up fighting. But hey, man, if you like what you're seeing here, hit like and subscribe. I have some more videos. Every day I'll try to put something up. And try to be a good person every day as you go along. Y'all have a good one.